Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
Ratan Thiyam has given a distinct identity to Indian theatre. The internationally acclaimed Manipuri composer, director and writer has more than 50 plays to his credit. Northeast File has an exclusive interview with a powerful personality.
The performers speak dance in a theatre idiom based on Manipuri martial arts, thangta. The well-known performance Chakravyu is from the Manipur Chorus Repertory Theatre established by Padma Shri Ratan Thiyam. Chakravyu won Ratan Thiyam the Frings Award at the Edinburgh Festival and has been filmed on BBC. The former director of National School of Drama inherits from his father, the late Guru Tarun Kumar, the tradition of Manipuri music, dance and ritual. The great director feels the sound moving the space around him and sketches a composition according to the development of the character.
Andhayuk is one of the best play written in modern times, at least in India, and that's why this is one of the reasons that all the directors are doing it. But so far the projection is concerned, projection of a play or a production, we don't have that kind of projection. An artist can't live without his environmental factors. There are a lot of things, there are a lot of problems, a lot of struggles, sufferings. He tries to look around, and what I am getting out of the history, the modern history, the contemporary events which is taking place around the world, you see everywhere is war. And from 1945 onwards, it has never stopped. Well, we have been witnessing war in many of the countries, in many of the histories, even in India, but the system now has changed. We After all, in a civilized world, we need peace. We don't need war. And so it has been a very, very favorite subject for me in the last many years.
Situated near Imphal and nurtured so aesthetically by Ratan and his actors, is where Ratan directs his plays against all odds. This is the place where the fierce battle of Mahabharat is performed amidst the clanging of swords and the crescendo of Manipuri drums and the blowing of the conch. Ratan Thiyam has explored the tradition of Indian theatre, lending it a distinct identity.
As the life is growing, the repertory is also growing with me, because it is 20 years back that we have started this repertory, and those young actors who were only, say, 15 years old when they came in the repertory and still with the repertory are grown up, they have their own family. And that's how I have also grown up. And so far the struggle is concerned, from the very beginning, we have never, I think, thought of becoming great and great. Just we wanted to survive and do theatre.
The Loktak Lake in Manipur is at the core of all-round economic development. The continued deterioration of the lake in the past few years has created serious concern amongst experts, as it can directly affect the rural economy of the state. Also, the steady fall in the water level has adversely affected the hydropower production, which can also affect the neighboring states as well.
The Loktak Lake in Manipur is one of the largest freshwater lakes in the country. It covers an area of about 500 square kilometers. The villages surrounding this lake utilize the deep portion for fishing and the shallow and wet banks for agricultural purposes. It provides free fishing and abundant harvesting of haikak. The huts on the floating biomass play an important part in the lives of the rural population of Manipur. The 105 megawatt Loktak hydroelectric project uses the lake as its natural water reservoir, which has a very limited capacity. It supplies power to Manipur, Nagaland, Assam and Tripura. The multipurpose project also provides for lift irrigation of over 23,000 hectares of land in Manipur. Loktak Lake has a direct bearing on the socio-cultural life of Manipuris. It has been the seat of development of Manipur art and dance and has ample reference in Manipur folklore. A festival, Lai Harauba, is held in Moirang before monsoon to pay respect to Lord Thangjing, who wished to descend to Loktak Lake from a mountaintop to see its pristine beauty. The deterioration of the lake in the last 20 years has drawn the attention of all concerned agencies. Currently, the water spread is only about 250 square kilometers. The shallow bed, water hyacinth and other water weeds have contributed greatly towards the physical deterioration of the lake. The whole area is classified as wasteland by the National Wasteland and Development Board. The Loktak Lake is an important regional project. The healthy conditions of the lake is important for the life of the Hydel project. The Northeast Council has taken up a rejuvenation project. Recently, efforts by researchers have started to bear fruit. A novel insect has come to the rescue. It sucks the juice of the weed and kills the weed slowly.
The lake and its subsidiary lakes like Pumlan occupy an area of 500 square kilometers in the center of the Manipur Valley. 2/3 of the population of the valley live around the lake, and many of them earn their livelihood resorting to fishing and collecting other things from the lake. One of the problems facing the lake was extensive growth of weeds. You see right in front of you, you find lot of weeds. And in my hand I hold water hyacinth. Manipuris call it kabukang. This plant had taken the shape of a wild growth and had become a menace in the entire valley. A few years back, we introduced an insect, weevil, which is the host insect of this plant. This plant incidentally has come to India from South America, from Brazil. In India, it has spread in various river basins. In Manipur, by introducing this insect, they have controlled this by sucking the juice out of this. They leave at the root of it, suck the juice, and the plant normally dies. Now the plant is surviving in a very limited scale. In other words, it has been brought under control. No one could find a way of controlling the wild growth of this plant, which used to grow up to a height of 1 meter. And you see the suspended thing. These are the roots suspended in the water, which occupies a lot of volume of the lake. But for this insect, the whole lake would have been nothing but a green mass.
Specialists have suggested short-term and long-term measures to contain the turning of this life center of Manipur, the Loktak Lake, into a wasteland. Besides containing the weed, they have suggested control of silt formation, better awareness of the environment, and removal of encroachers. Only then can we save this lake and the life which thrives on it.
About 65 kilometers from Shillong, this lonely road leads to an exotic destination, to Nartiang. It is today a small, sleepy hamlet, but it was once a summer capital of the mighty Jaintia kings. Here at Nartiang, history is written on these stones in various shapes. Nowhere in the country you will find such stones, and these monoliths are 1,000 years old. It is in these hills that megalith culture flourished at one time.
They are different from other monoliths in this region, especially their height. Monoliths at Nartiang, they are the tallest monoliths in this part of the region and also in the country, and probably in the whole world.
These stones lie in various shapes. Some are vertical and some are table stones. Some look like tombstones with their unique height. This one is a towering 27 feet tall and 6 feet wide. Megalith remains show the degree of advancement this race depicted in these stones 10 centuries back. The race possessed the art of chiseling, carving, and transporting the huge boulders. The erection of monoliths is common in some great markets to mark their beginning. This was originally a marketplace near Railan. The erection of these stones also marks the beginning of an auspicious event and also served as seats for chieftains.
Nobody knows for sure who brought the first monolith here, but there are many stories attached to it. And as stories go, after the first monolith was brought here, the marketplace too shifted here from a nearby village. Earlier, prayers were offered here and market was held on these very stone tablets. Now, prayers are offered annually and market is held once in every 8 days.
It is believed that this was a religious market. elders used to sit on table stones to discuss the market revenue collections. Some historians also regard the structure as memorial stones. Experts say some of these monoliths are larger in size than those found in Western Europe or Polynesia. Because of these fascinating stones, Nartiang finds a place on the tourist map of Meghalaya. Yet we know that stumbling upon a stone may not be everybody's idea of an ideal tourist destination. Over the years, people have built homes around these structures. The Archaeological Survey of India has declared them to be national monuments which need to be preserved. Obviously, the way the surrounding around these monoliths is kept, it need not be too much emphasized that much more needs to be done. In the absence of an effective scheme of preservation and protection, these pieces of history lie unattended. These solid monuments of rock evoke a timeless nostalgia and mystery of the times, draped in folklore and tradition. Destination Nartiang. Nearest road link. Nartiang is 65 kilometers from Shillong, about 1.5 hours drive by car. Nearest rail link. Guwahati, 168 kilometers. Nearest airport. Umroi, 100 kilometers, Meghalaya's only airport. Vayudut runs flights from and to Calcutta and Agartala. Nearest restaurant at Jawai is about half an hour drive away from Nartiang. Nearest hotels are at Shillong. Travel tips. Make travel arrangements in advance, especially if you're planning to travel between September and May, the busiest tourist season. Foreign tourists are required to have restricted area permits. They must visit in groups of minimum 4 members. Their duration of stay cannot exceed 10 days. Always carry an umbrella. Rain in Meghalaya is a daily affair.